So we replaced this piece. I don't know how, but probably one of the many times this thing slammed into a wall. It's somewhat clean-ish. Now there's fluid in here, so understand that. Make sure your adjuster knob is in there. But yeah, that is how you bleed a GPR V4. I hope you like it, John. That one fits way better. Cutting down your windshield and your fairings. The biggest tips I can give you guys is, so disregard the rain, but I wanted to show this. See, all the needle bearings are like half in there and half not. I think they might be stacked. Nope, there's just a bunch missing. So we replaced this piece. I don't know how, but probably one of the many times this thing slammed into a wall, this needle bearing got destroyed. So John ordered this and I replaced it today. So that's fun. All right, so the bike is almost done. I have to do the side case. It's leaking. I need to put a new gasket on the side case, and I have to put the grips on. There may be like one other thing that I'm forgetting about, which I'll figure out when I get to that point. Then I need to nut and bolt check everything, and I need to ride it. I need to make sure everything's functioning, nothing's rubbing, nothing's gonna melt. I need to let the bike run for a while, make sure that none of the plastics are in a place that need more heat treatment. I put a bunch of that heat wrap on there. First thing I'm gonna do before I finish those two things and give you guys a walk around of the bike is I'm gonna clean this garage. Look at this place. It is filthy. It's bad. And crappy thing, I have a plug-in over there that's just not working. So that means I literally have to move that cabinet right there with all that stuff on it to get to my access panel for that, which seems really weird. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping there's like a GFI plug, but more than likely it just needs to be tripped. Enough of my babbling. Here's a time lapse. Somewhat clean-ish. It's not perfect. It's not finished, but it's somewhat clean. See, I got dirty, and then those boxes are John's. That's some trash. That's gonna go upstairs. This is gonna go to my storage unit along with a bunch of stuff that's over here, a bunch of stuff that's in that cabinet, and a couple of these things up here. So today is the day. Going to lay it on its side and put the gasket on it. Man, I really hate to do this, but this is gonna have to get cleaned out. Wow. So I'm gonna have to put something underneath I worked out a deal with Impact Tech, and they're gonna give you guys 10% off of any products on their website. They hands down make some of the best products on the market when it comes to protection. The cool thing about this is I've been using Impact Tech products for many years, all the way back to like around 2010. And I've never had any issues. I've always got taken care of if I had any questions with them, and I reached out to them and said, hey, I'd like to offer a deal for my audience. Is that possible? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And I reached out to them because of my experience, and it was always great, and I've always backed them up, and I've always suggested their products to people over the years. So spoiler alert, we're gonna be using a crash cage from Impact Tech and a front fairing stay from Impact Tech on this build. Now, we would have used other parts. We already had all the parts that we needed for this build, so there's no reason to purchase anything else. So head on over to impacttechusa.com and use the code FATPAT, P-H-A-T-P-A-T, and you'll get 10% off your next purchase. So huge shout out to Impact Tech for offering that deal to you guys, and let's get back into the action. Take the cover off. Just sealed it all up. I didn't feel that there was really a point to show you guys all that. Like, why do you care? So I just figured I would pop back in here. I'm pretty happy about all this. The bike came out really good. John's coming over tomorrow in the morning or in the afternoon to look at it for the first time. He's not taking it home because we gotta do a little photo and video shoot of this bad boy. That's gonna happen as soon as the weather clears up. So in Oregon, I don't know if you guys know it, but it rains almost every day in the winter, in the spring and the fall. Actually, it rains about half the days in the winter, and it rains almost every day in the spring and the fall. I think with this going white and gray, it's going to keep John keeping this bike clean, because any type of grease shows up on these panels. One last check all the way around. When you tighten these cases, you grab it like this, because you do not want to put any more torque than that. Now let's clean this thing up. I just remember there's one other thing I need to do. I need to put the logo on here. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if the logo is going to fit. I'm going to put a bolt down there. Thought about putting it over the strap. That way the strap stays in place, but let's put it right here. Alright, need to find some rivets and a drill bit. I gotta put the bolt in the bottom of the fairing and put the grips on. Wipe the bike down, set the bike up, and then tomorrow, John gets to see it. Pretty excited. Yeah. I checked because I haven't been able to steer it except for literally pulling it off there and rolling it here. And then so I checked the steering damper and apparently it's empty. So tomorrow I'm gonna fill it up with fluid. You just pull it apart, fill it with fluid, and put it back together. There's no bleeding, there's no nothing. So that's pretty cool. Apparently, I need to sharpen my knife. There's a secret to this. I don't know why I didn't think about it till right now. I've had this can for I don't even know how long. Maybe 10 years. I don't know if it still works, but it's hairspray. This is how you get grips on when you don't have an air compressor. Spray a little bit in there, acts as lube. Got one grip on, let's put the other one on. Surprisingly makes it really slick. Put the domino. I guess put domino right here. Alright. That matches really well. Suave, rave. Pop this bad boy off. Alright, so I have some V1400 shock oil, and then I got my Allens here and my snap ring pliers. So we're gonna go ahead and get in here, hopefully not fling this across the room. There we go. Snap ring is out. Go ahead and slide this up and out. And we're going to set this in over here, put our ball bearing in there, our spring in there, the bottom screws out. We're going to flip her over. Swap out to the other bit. Alright. Let me go ahead and just turn this. Now there's fluid in here, so understand that. I'm gonna go ahead and check the seals. Everything looks good, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down. Got all the old fluid out. Wipe all the surfaces. That one's good. And get this back together. Now you have these back here. Those are what you're gonna use to fill it up. Now they're very small holes, so you're gonna have to get really creative, and I have a way of doing it. And put all these back in. I'm gonna go ahead and start 2 of them. And I'm not going to use this impact to get them tight. I'm going to actually use a drill. So I'm going to put this at its softest setting. Okay, so that there's no way of over tightening those. Go ahead and drop all these in. Now that's all tight. I'm gonna go to the back and get my flathead. Be very careful. They do have little rubber plastic style washers on them. And yes, you have to open them both. Now, you're like, how am I supposed to fill that? Take a plastic bag. And then you're gonna cut it at an angle like this. You're making a makeshift funnel. Now this is not super easy, flimsy, but you get the point. I'm just gonna pour a little bit in a cap at a time. You're probably gonna spill. You could do something like an eyedropper as well. Ooh, I forgot one main thing. make sure you have that in there or it will start to seep out. Alright, let's get back to this. We want to fill up each side here. Now that we have some in there, we go ahead and move it back and forth. As you can see, we're spilling. So I'm gonna go until some seeps up through here. Okay, so this one is now full. Close this, and we're gonna fill this again. Very messy. This would work better with another set of hands. Alright, so I got her all bled. And if you have something to force the fluid into it, that's going to work 10 times better than this. But this is without any extra tools, nothing else needed. And you want to make sure that that is snug. And then the other side is snug. To reiterate what you got to do, make sure your adjuster knob is in there, because otherwise it will leak out. Make sure this is attached. Kind of want to go back and forth a little bit, sometimes it's going to spill out. Then once it's kind of happy medium and you've put fluid in both sides, cap one side, turn this all the way to that side that's capped, and then make sure it's completely full. Now you've made a mess, go ahead and wipe your GPR all the way down. You gotta make sure that you've put your spring bearing in. I should have done this before I bled it, but it shouldn't introduce much air at all into the system. We're just gonna go up a little bit or get our spring in there. And our little bearing pusher on down in. The reason why I had to replace the oil in this was because we powder coated the knob. And I went ahead and punched a plus and just a dot in the other side. So the plus is 1 and then the dot is 20. So now that we're good, woo! Alright. And put this back on the bike. I have a nice blue Allen that's going to go in here because the one I had was rusty. So let's just go ahead and put this in there. You don't want to over tighten this, so I use my tiny little snap-on ratchet to get it tight. Go to GPR's website and make sure that you get the oil that you need for your application. But yeah, that is how you bleed a GPR V4. Yeah, buddy. First little ride around the apartment complex. Just need to do a couple little tweaks, but it's done. Just need to fit it basically to John tomorrow. We're gonna go and get this thing on video and photo. Alright, the bike is like 99.5% done. There's a couple little quirks, couple little things I gotta finish. I gotta get the grip tape secured in the rear on the rear pegs, wipe the bike down and nut and bolt check it. Just kind of make sure everything is exactly the way it should. So I'll do all that. And next, you're gonna see John's reaction to the bike. He hasn't seen it at all since I just had the tail sitting around it and the motor in the frame. And that's pretty much where he saw it. He's seen all the pieces and the parts, obviously, but he hasn't seen it on the bike. I have barely put anything on my Instagram. I have not really shared anything on stories or anything like that. So he has not seen the complete bike. I'm really excited for him to see this, and I can't wait till tomorrow. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I appreciate all the love and support for all the videos that you guys have watched and commented on to this far. I hope you like it, John.